tomorrow you've got Smile Happy in the Bluegrass. He'll be a second race of the year. He was second in the Risen Star to Epicenter. Obviously a very nice horse and get great perspective. Talk about how he's coming into the Bluegrass and what you need to see tomorrow.
We've been sitting on this horse for a good part of the winter. I wanted one more prep going into the Kentucky Derby. I thought the points that he got in Louisiana probably are enough to get him in. So I didn't feel any pressure to run twice. And this horse is just doing great. He trained fantastic this morning. He'll come over tomorrow morning. He's won here already. But, he doesn't have to win necessarily, but he needs to run well.
I understand you had to change your shipping plan some, vanning up from Florida because of tornadoes.
Yeah, he was coming up Tuesday, and then they had the tornadoes, or they had severe weather running across Georgia, and he would have fallen right into it. I like shipping my horses during the day, not during the night. And the timing was going to be a little bit awkward or uncomfortable. I was going to worry all day. So we just pushed it a day. So he got here a day later, but really we were already ahead of all of it.
So no concerns about...
No, he got here Wednesday evening, or Louisville Wednesday evening. He was able to train yesterday and today, so all good.
And talk about his last race when he was second to Epicenter.
It was a good race. I thought maybe we were a little further back than we could or should have been. He still ran through, and I liked the way that he split horses and showed a lot of bravery to finish like he did. I mean, he's a pretty easy horse to be around. He's extremely smart, and I suspect this weekend we'll let him run a bit early and see if he can get a good position so he doesn't get trapped behind horses.
Now, I was a little surprised to see in the entries Rattle N Roll. He and Ted would probably just train up to the Derby and hope 20 points got him in, but you could go in the Lexington. Then now here you are in the Bluegrass.
He had a really good week. This horse is a really big, strong, nice, lovely horse to be around too. I was anticipating that we might get some off track. I mean, right now the rain's kind of spotty. But he trained so good in the slop over there at Churchill. I thought, wow, maybe I ought to go ahead and go in. And Mike Mackin had sent me a message, hey, with off track, because I told him I'd like to run him in the mud. And he said, well, it looks like it might be muddy Saturday. And I said, I'm putting him in.
Will you run if it's not an off track?
We're going to run either way. I mean, we're adding a set of blinkers to him, so he's added a little more focus. This horse, this is a colt that's got to find another level himself. And, it's a good test for both of them. And, unfortunately, they have to run against each other, which is usually a little bit of a problem. But the Lexington, I was going to come back in a week for the Lexington, but the Lexington's a mile and a 16th to the first finish line, which is a little harder for this colt to get there, I think. Although he did do it last fall. I think the mile and eighth, really the race situation suited him pretty well, and he was healthy.
Full field of 12, you've got Chad Brown's horse who was third in the Risen Star in there. Pleasure's got a couple of Emmanuel in there. Your thoughts on the field? If you go to win, it's a third you're going for Bluegrass? Or am I shorting you Bluegrass?
Yeah, I think it's three. Yeah, it's three. I don't really put much energy into other people's horses. I try to make sure mine are right and ready, and my staff's done a good job. Got a good team, and both horses are doing super. If you'd ask them to train any better this morning, I don't know how you could have. They're both doing great.
Since I talked to you last at Turfway, you had a decision to make with Tis the Bomb, and you thought it'd be between, maybe Churchill or a race in Europe, the Derby. But it sounds like you've sort of locked into the Derby at this point.
Yeah, we do have, or do have ambitions to take him to Europe at some point. The logistics and the technical side of getting him to Newmarket for the Guineas was going to be tricky. As impressive as he was the other day, this horse probably deserves a chance in the big race. Churchill's a different surface than the surface he ran over at Gulfstream, so I would probably give him a pass on the race at Gulfstream. And look, you only get one chance, and we might as well pull the trigger.